I have been revived from my 4-month-long slumber by the Pokemon Company, as I am their corporate whore apparently, and they basically just said, "Wake up, bitch! You have to make a video," and here I am with probably the final video that will be made about the Crown Tundra before the Crown Tundra comes out. And earlier today, like this morning, at least for me, got a presentation. It didn't only have Crown Tundra stuff, but there was a trailer in it that showed off a little bit. It was kind of more just an overview than anything. Got some news for Pokemon Go, and we got a badass like music video sort of at the end that was like fully done by a Japanese rock band that I can't remember the name of, and was like fully animated and it looked beautiful. That was easily the best part of the whole thing, easily. And I'm just here to give you guys a bit of a short update for the first time in 4 months. So I guess we'll start off with the biggest news. October 22nd, Thursday. That is the day that the Crown Tundra will be given to us. That's sooner than I thought. I really thought they were going to do, like, the mid-November right before Black Friday shtick that they usually do. But no, they've proven me wrong. We're going to get it in less than a month. Which I guess is good because that means it comes out before Hyrule, before Age of Calamity, the new Breath of the Wild prequel that I definitely should have made a video on. But I didn't. So there's that. And then also finally, Galarian Slowbro finally got revealed to us after all this time. Not Galarian Slowbro, the Slowking. Finally. And here it is. It's Poison Psychic, 5'11". That's like scarily tall. Actually, it's kind of weird. But as you can see here, Shelter took up the majority of its head. It's a much scarier Shelter. This time it's a very smart Shelter, apparently. Also, Psychic Poison. It's got a new move, Eerie Spell. Psychic type move that does a lot of damage. But here's the big kicker. It takes away 3 PP from the last move that its opponent used, which is pretty clutch and competitive when it comes to facing a mon that just used a move like Draco Meteor that only has 5 uses. If it gets hit, then it literally loses 4 because it had to have used it, and then it gets hit by this, which makes it lose 3. That is already 4 of 5 uses potentially gone from that move, which is insane. I don't know how much damage it'll do itself, but that alone is pretty useful. Its new ability, Curious Medicine. Basically, when a Pokemon enters the battlefield, its allies' stat changes are reset. So that is a double-edged sword. For one, if you're in doubles and you have a mon that's poised to sweep, it is a 2v2 exactly. But you have to send in your Slowking because it's your other mon. Then you lose all your buffs, possibly deleting the sweep. So your opponent can definitely use that to their advantage. But on the flip side, if one of your mons is like giga nerfed and it's got a bunch of stat drops and stuff like that, just bring in Slowking and everything is back to normal and you are back in the game. It is a very double-edged sword, but a very unique ability nonetheless. I definitely like how much of the competitive scene they've taken in, at least when it comes to this. When it comes to, especially Gen 8 in general, they've taken the competitive, I'd say, pretty seriously, more than the past ones, which I like. So yeah, that brings us to, as of right now, these are all of the new Pokemon that have been in both DLCs. This isn't exactly what I totally wanted. I'd hoped for more, especially more Galarian forms. We only have 6 really, and one of them is just one line. I like that we have these ones, but I wish that there were more. Like, I have the secret hope that they're hiding more in the back of my mind, but I know that they actually aren't. There's no way that they are, and that's sad. I wish we got more Gigantamaxes that were more unique Like, the 3 starters should have been in the base game. Just flat out should have been in the base game. Venusaur and Blastoise, they should have been in the base game with Charizard, or none of them should have gotten a Gigantamax. It's all or nothing, but they waited till now. Melmetal, that's fine. The Urshifu, that's fine. Those, the legendary ones, yeah. What else are you gonna expect? But like some of the more unique ones, the ones that's like not the starters, and like some more random mons. Like the peak example was in Isle of Armor. One of the biggest missed opportunities, at least to me, was to have a Gigantamax Vespiquen, because Vespiquen already is not that strong of a Pokemon, and you have a Dynamax fight against it. It was like peak. It they definitely could have had Gigantamax right there, but they didn't, and that's sad. But either way, nothing we really do about it now. We just gotta kind of wait. At least we got 2 new Regis, which is great. Obviously, there's Calyrex, which he looks kind of funny, but he's just vibing. Urshifu is great. So I mean, outside of that, those are really my only complaints, Pokemon wise. As far as like the actual Isle of Armor one itself, it wasn't bad. But like, for a first part being all about development and growth, I was kind of underwhelmed at the amount of just the amount of potential that there was for just a ton of Gigantamaxes. Would have been sick. But no, they didn't. And like the muster fight was cool, but I really didn't like the cock tease that was Honey the entire time right before the secret boss battle against her, with her being like, "Oh, I'll just go find some superpower champion from another region." I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" But no, it was just her. And I was like, "That's not a bad thing," but it's like, don't do that, man. People want to see former champions and people from past games. Don't do that to people. I was disappointed about that. I was disappointed at kind of just there wasn't really a story, like you didn't really have much of a reason to go to the Isle of Armor outside of you can. Like, and everything that happened at the dojo, there wasn't, there was like the whole trial with Kubfu and everything, but there was no story for Kubfu, like, at all. It was just there. And I had sort of these, so Clara was good. I think that it would have been a lot cooler if like they had taken like her concept but like made her an actual rival for a full game. A gym leader, a person training to be a gym leader who's an asshole to you. Haven't had an asshole rival in a while, and we certainly haven't had a trainer that's like training to be a gym leader like that. And definitely it has like a favorite type. That idea would have been cool, but it was only relegated to the DLC, so there wasn't really much. I mean, just as long as the Crown Tundra is better than the Isle of Armor, I'll be satisfied, and I have faith that it will. I really hope that they give a good story for the Regis, that they give a good story for the Galarian birds. They just do the right things that people want to see. Because, I mean, outside of the Crown Tundra coming up, we're not going to have anything until Diamond and Pearl Remix. There's been so many rumors about a third DLC. They're not going to do that. Like, as much as I think that there'd be so many possibilities to do something cool, they wouldn't. And people would be so pissed because at them for having to make them spend more money. So they wouldn't do it. And honestly, I feel like that there's no excuse for them not to make a Gen 4 remake within the next 2 years. I mean, there's no way that the main guys who developed the main games were working on this DLC. Like, there's no way. They're definitely doing something in the back, and I swear if it's another Let's Go game, I'm not going to be happy. I don't dislike Let's Go, but everybody would rather see a Gen 4 remake. I think I'm in the majority for that sentiment. But I mean, I think that's really it. I should apologize for the 4 months of radio silence. I just didn't. I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't know what I wanted to do either. And I kind of still don't know what to do now. I like. It's not like I don't like doing this. I just haven't. I've just been like so put off from it. In some aspects, just from my own life outside of this, to just not knowing what to do. And there's some things in there that I have been working towards getting fixed. My computer's bearable now. Like it doesn't run at the speed of a toaster. I don't have anything for editing, which is something that, like, to be able to make a good video, and in my eyes, I would have to do that, but that'd be a pain. So I already don't upload often, but I definitely wouldn't upload often then, because I'd try to edit stuff. I've debated doing like recording the sessions of Among Us that I play with my friends. That could be good, but I feel like I feel like I'd probably want to do it with, like, if I had editing to cut out the parts that wouldn't be good for a video. I've just been bouncing back and forth ideas in my mind for a long time now, and I want to figure it out because it's fun. I enjoy it, but hopefully the day that I decide or figure it all out won't be another 4 months in the future. Hopefully in a year that won't be as cursed as this one. But either way, I think I'm gonna stop rambling now. At least I got around to doing this one. So yeah. With that being said, I'm in front of also. I'll see all you beautiful, lovely people again next time. God, I am out of the loop. I suck at my outro.